the monsters that we fear. Now, tonight is not about trying to pull on somebody's their feelings or emotions or anything like that. Tonight is about getting straight to the reality of our lives. How many folks remember when we were little, or when you were little, you used to sit back and talk about some of the things that you saw, some of the people that you saw out there that you didn't necessarily agree with the way that they were doing stuff or the way that they were handling things. You know, something as simple as, you know, you used to see maybe somebody that was heavyset or overweight not taking care of themselves. They used to talk about them because they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, or wasn't keeping themselves up or keeping themselves together. Or maybe it was the one that wouldn't get their hair done, didn't put on makeup, or just came around looking a certain type of way that it was common. It wasn't just you, it was several people that could tell something wasn't quite right or is not the way that it should be. But what about those that had what I call the potty mouth? All they did was talk bad. All they did was use foul language. They were loud, and I mean really loud. You know, them kind that, you know, it might have been your parent that you never wanted to bring them around your friends or go out in public with them because they cop an attitude and then they just go there. And you just was like, this is not cool. But it was nothing that you could seem to be able to say about the situation that would change them. What about maybe that parent or that friend that was a drunk that you hated when they started drinking because they didn't know how to handle themselves. They didn't know how to treat you. They didn't know how to talk to you. They didn't know how to act. They just did stuff that just embarrassed you, just took you there. What about that parent that you used to tell yourself you would never be like either that parent or maybe your parent? I'm never gonna treat my kids the way my parents treat me. I'm never gonna not be there for my kids the way they're not there for me. I'm never gonna be that type of dad that doesn't care and pay attention and do for my kid. I'll never be that type of parent where my kid can't feel like they can come and talk to me about anything. I can remember those. We've all said it. We've all been there. But the question is, are you what you couldn't stand? Are we that type of person now? Are you that parent where your kid can't come talk to you? You can paint the picture to everybody else and say, no, he's not talking about me. That's not me. I'm not in that category. Or that friend that friend that you used to couldn't stand because nobody could talk to him. Are you that person? I'm not asking anybody to point themselves out or raise their hand or identify themselves. All I'm asking you to do tonight is to check yourself, because I've checked myself. Are you that person that you used to despise? Have you become the monster that you could not stand? The monster that you feared so much? What about others? First is to look at yourself. The second one is, what about others? Have you created the monsters that you have? One of the craziest and most ludicrous things that I ever see is when I see other people talk about their kids, parents, that talk about how bad their kid is, when it was them that created them. When it was them that created the monster inside of them. You see, I thought about it like this. Inside of us is kingship, is royalty. But we were born to a barbaric nature. We were born that way. So the way that we were born is not who we are, but the environment, the people around us, the nature that we are born in is a lot of times opposite from the one that we portray. And it's opposite from what is inside of us. So on one hand, you have the kingship that's inside of you, you were born with. And then you have the nature that because of Adam's sin is second nature to you. The question is, which one are you feeding? I've used this illustration several times. You have a white dog and a black dog. If you take the white dog and you feed the white dog, you take care of the white dog. You do everything that needs to be done for the white dog. And then you have the other dog. This is not a white-black illustration. This is just an illustration. The other dog, and we'll say it's a red dog. You take that red dog and you don't feed him. You don't take him on walks. You don't give him the nutrients that he needs or the things that he needs in order to survive. You take both of those dogs after some time and you put them together. And you put them in a fight. Which dog is going to win? Of course, the dog that hasn't been fed will be ferocious. It'll have a hunger. But here comes the truth. In a long term, the dog that's been taken care of, the one that's been fed, is going to be the one that is victorious. So the question is, which dog are you feeding inside of you? Which one are you feeding? Are you feeding the king that's inside of you? Are you feeding the barbaric nature that's inside of you? And here's the thing. First, you gotta identify yourself. And second, you gotta look at other people. You gotta look at what you're doing to other folks. I need to be a little transparent tonight because I realize that I have a lot of good to say. But unless I can be transparent and you can really understand where I'm coming from, sometimes I can't quite relate the way that some people might need me to relate. So let me be a little transparent. I've had some relationships in my life that have pulled the heartstring completely away from me. Everybody know what that, you may are not familiar with the concept of a heartstring. But a heartstring is that string that pulls on you. And it's when a heartstring is pulled, everything inside of you seems like it just fell out. It's like the bottom fell out. Everything that you hoped for, everything that you look forward to, you anticipated, you believed in, is pulled out. I don't know if any one of you have ever experienced that, but I have. You have an opportunity when that happens. See, sometimes we are the ones that pull somebody else's heartstring. We build them up only to pull the rug from underneath them. I've had that experience. And unfortunately, I've also been the one to pull the rug from underneath some people. Tonight, I've asked the question, which monster, which one have I fed? Have I become the very thing that I could not stand? Have I become the very nature of the one that I tried so desperately to get away from? Are we becoming that person? Because one, maybe somebody hurt us before, and we use it as an excuse when we deal with the next person. Oh, well, I'm going to treat them like this because I'm not going to deal with nobody that's going to hurt me. Ain't nobody going to mess over me. I'm going to have all of my restrictions. I'm going to put all my walls up, and I'm going to act this way and be like this, and I don't care what they do, whether or not they're here or they ain't here. It don't matter to me. We give an attitude, and we quit to pop off on somebody, to let them go, to do them wrong. And we say it's because I'm going to get you before you get me, because I got to get mine. You're creating a monster. You became a monster because somebody did it to you. And in turn, you turn around and you created a monster inside of someone else. So tonight I want to ask, are you becoming a monster, or have you become a monster because someone else laid a seed in you? Did someone else do it to you? Did that girl that you were head over heels for walk away from you? And because she walked away from you when you put your whole heart in it, and you gave everything that you had, when she walked away from you, did you all of a sudden decide, you know what, I'll never let another one do that to me? So did you turn around from then on, any girl that you've ever come across, any young lady or you had the attitude of, I'm gonna get everything that I can get and roll out? Ladies, have you had the attitude of, I'm gonna get as much as I can get from them, but I'm not getting emotionally attached because they only come for one thing anyway? Has that become your habit? Has that become your nature? Are you feeding that monster? Are you the person that you hated and despised and you swore you would never become? Are you that person? Are you the monster that you purposely mess over other people? You purposely do people wrong. Have you become that person? See, a lot of times when I do these goals, people say, well, Doc, it sounds like you've walked through something or you're going through something and everything else. I said, no, I'm thinking about things around me, people that are around me. We all were devastated by what happened in Orlando, but it was from a distance. So we're just like, oh yeah, that's bad. It shouldn't have never happened. How many monsters do you see walking around that you never address, that you never say nothing to? How many monsters that you know personally? Now, I mean, when I say monsters, they're hurt. They're ready to lash out on somebody in a heartbeat because of something that has happened to them. Because somebody, instead of nurturing and embracing them, pushed them away, made them feel less than what they should have. How many of them have you pushed up? How many of them have you encouraged to be a monster? Instead of telling them, you're feeding the wrong dog. That's not how you need to carry yourself. That's not what you need to do. Are you the way that you are because someone did it to you? How many times have I witnessed my own kids become a bully after being bullied? And I had to sit her down and explain it and break it down. How many of us watch it? We're ready to go toe to toe with somebody for messing with ours, but we won't step in and correct our own. We can't stand for someone else to tell ours anything, even if they're wrong. Are you creating monsters? Because here's the thing about monsters. At some point, a monster is not controllable. At some point, a monster is going to do whatever it wants to do, and nobody will be able to tell the monster anything. Are you that monster? Can anybody come to you with criticism and you take it? I had some recently come to me, and I had to take it, and I had to check myself and say, wait, hold on. Am I so quick to be offensive, to jump on the offense over me? And it might be somebody trying to help me. See, all criticism isn't bad criticism. You can get any type of criticism. There's a concept that I call eat the meat and throw away the bone. Anything anybody tells you, you can take it, take the meat, throw away the bone. Know the difference between the two. This is how you do not become the monster. This is how. Because guess what? Trying to get people to stop, trying to get your haters to stop, that's not going to happen, folks. Because your haters help you. But it's all about how you look at it. It's all about how you look at it. At the end of the day, it boils down to this. It boils down to a choice. It starts with you. Can you look at yourself, examine your actions, the things that you've done, the way that you've carried yourself? Can you examine it and honestly and truthfully answer for yourself? I ain't talking about nobody else. Answer for yourself whether or not you have become a monster or if you're becoming one. Have you done it? What about your friends, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your exes? Have you been a monster and now they're a monster because of you? If you wonder why they act the way that they act, I know one of them in particular. I have a friend that I believe I might have helped them become the monster that I see. I disagree with the way that they act and the way that they carry myself, and it made me check myself. Because you gotta watch how you act. Because the people that are closest to you and the people that are around you, they feed off of you and you feed off of them. Association bring about assimilation. If you're positive, then you need to hang around positive people. If you're negative, you better watch yourself because you may be around a whole bunch of negative people. What are you feeding off of? And what are you feeding other people? Because there's two kinds. Know that there is two. There is the king nature that's inside of you, and there's that big barbaric nature that you were born into. You better make sure you know which one you're feeding, because the one that you feed is the one that other people are gonna know you by. They're gonna know how you are. They're gonna feed off of how you act, how you carry yourself. If you don't like your job, you don't like your supervisor, you don't like your environment at work, what dog are you feeding when you go to work? What dog shows up? Because the dog that show up is the one that other people are feeding off of, that they're getting a whiff of. Which one is it? Are you the monster? Are you the one that you feared? Tonight, folks, it's real simple. I thank everyone for your feedback and your comments. If you have more, by all means, please share them. Tonight was about seriousness. It was about the monsters. We see barbaric actions in people every day, all the time. Not just with what happened in Orlando, what we see on the news or what we see in the paper. We see it in the people that we come across and we talk to every single day. But the only people we feel that need to address them are the preachers at church on Sunday. It's the wrong answer. Because there are some people that the preacher never talked to. And there are some that even if the preacher did talk to them, they wouldn't listen to him no way. What nature are you carrying out? Are you feeding the monster inside of somebody else? Which monster inside of someone else are you feeding? And what monster inside of you are you allowing to rule your life, to run your life, to make decisions, to speak for you? Which one inside of you? Are you the one that you feared? That is the question. If you don't like, I started off talking about parenting. If you look around and you can do a self-examination and say, I'm not the parent, I'm the parent like my parent was, and that's not the one I wanted to be. You got the choice to change it. If you're talking about, you maybe gotten overweight and are not taking care of yourself the way that you know you are to, stop hiding behind excuses and fix it. Address it. Don't holler about it's over, don't worry about it. That's the monster that is here now. It's the monster that is here until you choose to do something about it. You have the power inside of you to change your situation, to change your circumstances, to make a difference in your kid's life, in your life, in your spouse's life, your friend's life, in your own life. You have the power to do it, but it begins with a choice. When you look back over your life, tonight, I just want you to ask yourself, am I the monster that I feared? Have I become that? And if the answer is yes to any of the categories or a category I haven't mentioned, but it does pertain to you, put that monster to bed tonight. Kill that monster tonight. Kill it, be gone with it. If somebody is wanting to walk out of your life, let them go. Stop trying to, I don't know who this is for. Trying to hold on to people that have been gone, that keep trying to leave. Let them go. In order to get to the next level, to get to the next season, everybody can't go with you. Are you the monster that you fear? My name is Jeremy Blunt, speaker, author, entrepreneur, CEO and founder of Stitches for Life Incorporated. Tonight started a different type of cast. Periscope, on Facebook Live, started a different one. One that I truly believe is gonna be what's different about my scopes and the way that I am. Ask yourself about yourself. Fix you. I encourage you to go to my website. You can order my book. My website is www.stitches4life.org. You can also go to Amazon, anywhere that books are sold. Get the book. It'll help you. I actually also encourage you to go to my website, www.stitches4life.org. Subscribe. A lot, if you want to catch one of my previous videos, they're on there. I am a relationship advisor, counselor, therapist. If you need help, inbox me. Go to my website, send me a message. We'll talk about it. Tonight was self-examination. Thank you for joining me. Share this, like it, comment. For my replay viewers, thank you for tuning in. I pray that this has blessed you. My name is Jeremy Blunt, and I'm out.